Welcome back. We have Nalini joining us on this broadcast at this point of time to get us details of what happened in that collegium. A unanimous decision has been taken. We have a copy of the resolution. In fact, they've decided unanimously reiterated KM Joseph's name for the appointment as the Supreme Court judge. This is the detail that we can tell you at this point of time. We have Nalini joining us live, getting us more details, but let's also tell you that the Supreme Court Collegium has agreed in principle to reiterate Justice Joseph's name for the elevation to the Supreme Court. Now, this happened in the meeting. He is the Uttarakhand High Court Chief Justice. His name for the elevation for the top court had created a lot of controversy earlier. We have Nalini joining us live, getting us all the details of that meeting. Nalini, you have a copy of the resolution with you. Take us through the bit-by-bit detail that you've gathered from the Collegium's meeting earlier today. All right, we'll try to connect to Nalini, but the news that we're getting at this point of time is that the Supreme Court Collegium has agreed to reiterate Uttarakhand High Court Chief Justice KM Joseph's name for the elevation to the Supreme Court. In fact, but it has decided to send back along with some other names for the same. Now we have Nalini joining us on this broadcast. Nalini, you have been tracking that meeting closely that took place, that big meeting when it comes to Justice KM Joseph. Take us through the details and the resolution that has been passed in that meeting earlier today.
Well, Felicia, what the Collegium has decided today unanimously is that Justice KM Joseph's name, who is the sitting Chief Justice of the High Court, will in fact be reiterated back to the Centre for consideration as a Supreme Court judge. But at the same time, they've also decided that this will only be done when other names of other High Court judges will also be sent to the Centre to actually consider for elevation to the Supreme Court. So Justice KM Joseph's name is only going to be sent along with other options of other judges as well, and only then will the Centre be allowed to take a decision on exactly who they want to elevate to the Supreme Court as a judge and who they want to keep back, the names that they actually want to keep back or return back to the Collegium. And the Collegium has also unanimously decided that to decide who these other names that are going to be sent along with Justice KM Joseph are going to be requires a detailed discussion, which will now happen on the 16th of May. That's when the next Collegium meeting is scheduled, which is just a few days before the retirement of Justice Chalameshwar, who is the second most senior judge in the Supreme Court right now. So the 16th May is when the Collegium is going to decide on what the final list of the judges whose names are going to be sent to the Centre for consideration for elevation to the Supreme Court are going to be.
Right. Thank you, Nalini, for joining us with all those details.